Hello, everybody out there in Rumble, X, and YouTube land. Welcome back to Diego Knows. Of course, I'm Diego, and today I just wanted to talk a little bit. Yes, I'm back. I'm back from vacation. I had a great time. I actually went back to Chicago and spent some time over there. And let me tell you, I got to see some family. I got to see some old friends, things like that. Stuff you do on vacation. And my God, the city has changed. It has changed so much from when I used to live there full time. Okay, that's not what I'm talking about here. That's just where I was. Okay, the reason I'm doing this video today is because I decided I want to take a little break from the chick flicks. Okay, because I review these freaking chick flicks of yours. Oh my God, And yes, I know I chose to do it myself, of course, but that's because what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to explain to you, okay, the things that the guys in your life aren't going to tell you. They're not going to tell you these things because they don't want to upset you. They want to have sex with you. Okay, they don't want to rock the boat. Okay, and so they're not going to tell you the truth. They're not going to tell you the truth. All right, and most of the guys, we don't even watch this stuff. We really don't. We don't watch this stuff. Half of these movies that I reviewed, man, I never saw them. I watched them because a girl made me watch them, or she wanted me to watch them. Like for example, Thelma and Louise. I've never seen that movie in my entire life until I reviewed it like a year and a half ago. I'd never seen it. That movie's been out for 34 years now, and I just saw it like a year and a half ago for the first time. Of course, I had heard about it. Every girl I knew talked about it. Okay, Brad Pitt, so hot, all that. I know all that crap. Okay, but I never saw it because I didn't want to. What's in it for me? There's nothing in it for me. Okay, so just things like that. Okay, there's lots of chick flicks I haven't seen. That, for example, I've never seen what the hell was that one? The one with Robin Wright Penn. Okay, wow, I can't even think of it now, but I know it's on the list there. Y'all know the one I'm talking about with the fairy tale thing. I think Andre the Giant said. So y'all know exactly this movie, and I don't know what the hell's it called. I'm about to look it up. But anyway, I'm not going to review that. I want to take a break. I'll review it if you want me to later. But I want to take a break from the chick flicks, okay? Because I just like the estrogen is just weighing me down, honestly. Okay, and I'm tired of criticizing. I really am. I'm tired of criticizing these movies. Okay, yes, I'm going to get back to it. Okay, like that's what I do here. Okay, but I want to review a movie that I actually enjoyed, and it's not a chick flick, not a rom-com, not a romance. Okay, it is, but it's not really. Okay, I have a category here. You probably know it. Okay, if you've been following my channel, you know I have a category here called chick flicks for guys. Okay, where basically it takes all the same plot devices from rom-coms or from other chick flicks, okay, but it makes the man the main character. Okay, so the dating life is from the position of the guy. Okay, I like those movies, especially when they use realistic men. Okay, I hate those movies when they use this idea of what a guy is. Okay, the freaking Timothy Chalamets and the Tom Hollands of the world. Those are not Ezra Millers of the world. Okay, those are not real men. Okay, they don't even represent the average guy. Okay, I'm talking about real men. Okay, what do they go through in dating? What do they go through in relationships? How do they feel about falling in love? How do they feel about cheating on their girlfriend, or how do they feel about getting cheated on by their girlfriend or their wife or whatever? Things like that. Okay, they don't make movies like that. They don't, because the relationship genre is pretty much for women. It always has been. Women spend money on that stuff. Guys aren't going to do it because they would do it if it was about them. But if they pay their money to go see a movie about relationships where the guy is the main character, if the guys aren't acting like real guys, they're going to feel like they were ripped off, and they're not going to see it. And that happens so many times. You have the illusion of a rom-com, which is gender neutral. You have the illusion of a rom-com, and then you go in there and you see the guy acts like a fucking pussy. He just acts like a pussy. The women make all the decisions. They run over him, and the women instigate everything. And it's like, what the fuck is this? This isn't what I want. Fuck this. I'm just not gonna go see these movies anymore. They're gonna put fucking Johnny Depp in them or Channing Tatum or whoever the fuck. They're just gonna make them act like idiots. They're just gonna make them act like pussies. Yeah, they'll make Channing Tatum look like a fucking pussy in a goddamn movie. Did you ever see that? What was that one he did? Where The story, was it the story of, I don't fucking remember. The one with him and the girl from The Notebook. Wow, I am just a brain farting today. You know, the girl from Rachel McAdams, okay? The one where she gets amnesia and she forgets she's married to him. You know, oh my God, man. Do you really see an hour and a half of Channing Tatum crying? I mean, what the fuck, man? Come on. This isn't masculinity here. This is crap. You know, watching a dude cry over a girl, you know, the idea of just meeting another girl never even occurs to them. And because, and I mean, I'm sure it occurred to the screenwriters, but they're not going to do that because that would alienate the female audience. So you can't have that in these movies. You can't have a man be like, okay, this girl dumped me. I loved her. She fucking cheated on me. She left me. She broke my fucking heart. It's my fault. Of course it is, because in these movies, it's always the guy's fault, okay? There's no accountability on the women's end, you know? So you know what? Fuck her. I'm going to go fuck a hotter girl. I'm going to go get a hotter girl. Well, you see, that end of the movie right there. But you can't do that, because then you can't see him struggling for her to come back to him. Oh, I need to realize I messed things up so I can win her back. You know, what the fuck is this shit? This is like every fucking Dakota Johnson fucking movie. I just discovered a fucking Dakota Johnson movie. Like, what the fuck is this shit? Guys don't want to watch this shit. It's not realistic. Okay, and you know, that's the difference between men and women. Because I learned this easy. I learned this hard. Well, sorry, I learned it hard. Okay, a long time ago. Okay, when women are trying to figure out their failed relationships or why they're so unlucky in love, and why they're always getting pumped and dumped, they watch these rom-coms. They watch these romance movies to try to figure out what they did wrong. How did I not see the red flags? Okay? That's what they do. They try to get advice from these goddamn fucking movies. Men, we don't do that. I tried it. I tried getting advice, okay, from watching these goddamn chick flicks a long time ago, like probably my late teens, early 20s. I did that. Maybe if I watch enough rom-coms, I'll know how to treat a woman better so that she'll be in love with me. You know, and what happened? I got fucking cheated on. I got walked over. I got disrespected. I got treated like shit. Okay? When you do that fucking shit, flower petals on the bed, you know, romance cards, you know, playing a romance song in the car at the right time. When you do that shit, you know what happens? She thinks you're fucking pathetic. She thinks you're pathetic, and no wonder she's fucking someone else. Okay, that's what happens. Realistically, that's what happens. You're not going to see that in these. That's what saves the relationship in these movies for the guy. But in real life, that's what ends it. Okay? That's what ends it. Because women they don't respect a guy like that. A guy who's just going to cater to them. There's no respect there. And if you got no respect there, how can you fucking be in love? Hell, if you got no respect there, how can you be attracted? You can't be attracted to someone you don't respect. You see what I mean? That's why the assholes are always getting girls, because they know how to talk to women. They know how to establish these emotional connections, which are really pseudo-emotional connections. He's not emotionally connected to her, but she's emotionally connected to him because he knows how to say the right things at the right time. You see what I mean? He knows how to talk. Okay, this is all artificial. But you women hear this shit and you think it's fucking real. Okay? Once you've got an emotional connection, once you've gotten the girl to be emotionally invested in you, you've got her. You've got her. So a guy who can do that, why would he settle for one when he can get so many? You see what I mean? Because there's not a lot of guys like him. Okay? There are not a lot of guys. Women have to compete to get with a guy like that. Why would a guy like that give it up? Why would he give it up? If he has that sort of attraction. Women are attractive. And he doesn't have to flirt with anybody. They come to him. Why would a guy give that up? The average guy has to go flirt, and maybe he'll get lucky, maybe he won't. But the high quality guy doesn't have to do that. The women come to him. So why would he fucking give that up? Not a lot of guys have that. It'd be like, you know, like making millions of dollars and saying, you know what? I don't need millions of dollars. I can live on 50 grand a year. And then just giving his money away. Why would anybody do that? You see what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Okay? And there's not very many guys like that, but in these goddamn movies, that's all there is. That's all there is. And unfortunately, and this is true, and most guys know this, ladies, if you're watching this, most guys already know this, okay? But what happens is a high quality guy like that when he pumps and dumps you, when he fucks you over, oh, you thought he was in love with you? You thought he cared about you? And he doesn't? Who do the women take it out on when they're upset? They don't take it out on guys like him. They can't. They take it out on the ordinary guy, the guy that can't do stuff like that. The guy that fucking is lucky if he can get a date once a fucking year, much less, you know, be juggling multiple women at the same time. You see what I mean? They take it out on them. And what do you think that does to guys? Okay, the average guy who's paying for the mistakes of the high value guy that fucked her over. What do you think that does to us? Exactly. You gotta have a very strong constitution. Okay? You ladies don't have no fucking idea the shit we have to go through. And still, and the fact that we're still out there, still trying to talk to girls, still trying to have relationships, still open to dating. When so many guys, especially this generation that doesn't know how to fucking meet someone in real life, they do it all online now. It's all on their fucking cell phone. You know, when every generation, a bigger percentage of guys are just staying away from meeting a woman in real life. They're just going to social media. They don't know how to talk to a woman who's standing right in front of them, but they can do it on the phone. You see what I mean? And that's starting to go away. Okay, guys are not going to college anymore the way they used to. Okay, they're not thinking about getting married. They're not trying to have kids. No. Okay, it's like that 10%, that 10% of the men, available men out there. They're the ones that are fucking 80% of the women. They're the ones that the baby daddies. Okay. Now, let me tell you something. Let's say for a guy's average looking or average everything, okay, average income, average looking, average education, all these kind of things, but he wants to be better. He wants to be better. Well, he's not going to be better in his 20s because he's got no money. He's got no education yet, okay? He's still got to work for that. By the time he's in his 30s, late 30s, he's got the degree, he's got the job, he's got the respect, okay? He's probably in better shape. If he's working on himself, he's in better shape. He's more intelligent. He's more worldly, okay? Now, this guy started off as a low value, but now he's a high value guy. So now, if he looks for a woman his own age, 35, 36, whatever, what does she have to offer? She's not as pretty as she was in her 20s when she ignored him. And now she's probably got fucking kids. And she's divorced or whatever. Or she's still married and she still wants to fuck this guy, okay? What do they have to offer him? Nothing. They have nothing to offer him. Nothing. Why would he want to be with that, a 36-year-old single mom, when he can be with a 22-year-old, the type of 22-year-old girls that used to ignore him when he was 22? You see what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. Why would he give that up? Okay, you're never going to see this in a fucking chick flick. You will never see this in a chick flick. And if you ever do, the guy that's doing that, the guy that's fucking the 22-year-old, you're going to find out that he's like a narcissistic drug addict, you know, who can't do shit by himself, and blah, blah, you know. And that's just not realistic, okay? A guy who's high value, okay, most guys aren't born high value. They have to turn themselves into high value, okay? Now, I'm not much, but I will say this. I'm a lot better now, at my age now, than I was 20 years ago. That's fucking for sure. No, I'm not as young, but damn it, I know so much more now. I have so much more confidence. I look better. I have a hell of a lot more money. I mean, you probably can't tell, but I live in a fucking penthouse, okay? I live in a penthouse, all right? So, you know, I'm better now than I was back then, okay? But you're not going to see that in these movies. You're never going to see that in these movies. Because movies are always about what the woman wants. The men have to act the way women fantasize men acting, instead of how men really are, okay? And I'm sick of that. I'm sick and tired of that. That's the biggest problem I have with these chick shows and these fucking rom-coms and these chick flicks is stuff like that. If you look at Sex and the City, I reviewed every single episode of Sex and the City on this channel. Okay, look it up. Every single episode of Sex and the City, I have reviewed it on this channel. And what was my biggest gripe about that? And I love that show. I thought it was entertaining. It wasn't correct, but it was entertaining. And what was my biggest gripe about Sex and the City? Was it that all these women are having sex with all these different guys? No. My biggest gripe was that these men on the show did not act like men. These were not real men. These were a gay guy's idea of what straight men are like. There were no straight men on that show. Okay, maybe there was 3 of them. That was it. That was it. Out of the dozens and dozens of guys these women are having sex with, only maybe 3 of them actually acted like a real guy. Like a guy that I actually knew or was. In the case of Berger, yes, that was, yeah, I actually saw myself in that guy. But you know, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, the men don't act like men. Okay, I want to see a movie. I want to see a chick flick. Okay, or a romance movie okay, or a rom-com, whatever, okay, where the man is the protagonist, okay, but he actually acts like a man, okay? Okay, for good or for bad, he acts like a fucking man, okay? That's what I want to see, and they don't make movies like that. They're not allowed. They're not going to. They're not going to, because the romance genre, the relationship genre, those are all for women. There's nothing in there about it for guys, unless you count some gay shit like fucking Bros or something, okay? But no straight guy's gonna watch that. So you see what I'm talking about? We're not represented in these movies. We're not represented. Okay, that's why so many guys, instead of fucking protesting and picketing, okay, and going on social media and doing all the talk shows and calling out discrimination and shit and sexism, instead of us doing that, because we don't do that fucking shit, we just get the fuck over it. Okay? We don't do any of that shit. We just suck it up and, okay, I'm just gonna watch those movies. And then we fucking go about our day. That's what we do. But if someone ever did decide to do like a rom-com, but from a guy's point of view, where the guy actually acts like a guy, and here's another thing, the women actually act like women, like real women that we've dated and we've known, okay, I guarantee you that movie is going to break $1 billion. It will do more, it'll do better than Barbie. It will do better than Barbie, but Hollywood will never allow that, because you cannot show women as weak. You can't, despite the fact there really are weak women in the real world. You can't have that in a movie. You can't show that in a movie. That's sexism. You have the men can be weak. In fact, if there's a strong man in the movie, you got to write him out. You can't have strong men in these movies. What the hell? You see what I mean? But you can't have weak men. Just like you can't have weak women, but you can have strong women. You see, that's what I'm talking about, okay? If they were to ever to flip that around, okay, or at least, or they don't even have to flip it around. Just have like you can still have like weak men, but have strong men in there too. You can still have strong women, but have weak women in there too. Because that's more realistic. That's real life. That's the world we live in. Okay, but you're not going to see that because they won't allow it. You know, and in these damn movies, even today in 2024, if you ever watch these rom-coms, you'll notice men never make the first move in these movies. You can't. A guy cannot actually just kiss a girl out of the blue, because that's sexual assault. Okay? A guy can't fucking look at a girl like, you know, unless he's a bad guy. Okay? Well, in real life, good guys do that all the time. We're always looking up girls, sizing them up. You know, when we see a hot girl, we want to look at her for more than a second. Okay, doesn't mean we're going to talk to her, doesn't mean we're going to approach her, doesn't mean we're going to harass her, doesn't mean we're going to fucking follow her around staring at her. No, we just look, you know, and then we go about our day. It's not that big of a deal. In these fucking movies, they always have guys going like, oh, like that. We don't fucking do that. Guys don't fucking, I don't know any guy that fucking does that. The worst we've ever done is be like, oh shit. And then keep going. We just go, oh. And we don't do that shit. I mean, because this is what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, have guys act like real guys in these damn movies for a change. It doesn't have to be an action movie. It doesn't have to be sci-fi. Okay, just it could be. I want to be a rom-com, but where men act like men. They don't make movies like that. Okay, not sure as hell not in 2024, but there are a few times in Hollywood. There's a few times when they actually did. Okay, and that's why I invented my category here, Chick Flicks for Guys. Okay, now if you look on here, I've already done one of them. Okay, High Fidelity with John Cusack. All right, yes, it's Chicago. I'm from Chicago, obviously. Okay, I reviewed that movie. I broke it down, every single scene. That movie was very important to me for a lot of reasons. I used to be not anymore, but I used to be a big John Cusack fan. I loved his work. Better Off Dead. I mean, come on, that the movie's hilarious, right? You know, I was a big fan of John Cusack growing up. Okay, Say Anything. I love that movie. But once again, what did John Cusack play in that? He played a soy boy, like a guy who was beaten by pussy. The pussy was more powerful than he was. Okay, he was a pussy. He was a pussy in that movie. That's why he held the fucking radio up and said, "Please come back to me, your eyes." That kind of fucking shit. I know girls got off on that. Okay, but for a man, for a man to see that, okay, it's fucking humiliating. It's fucking humiliating. Okay? Soy boy all the fucking way. Okay? But he built a career playing those characters. Well, in High Fidelity, he still was. Like I said, he can't play anything else. But but he was more realistic. I knew guys like Rob Gordon's character. Okay? I knew guys like John Cusack's character in the movie Rob Gordon. Okay? I knew guys like that. I knew guys like Jack Black's character in there. Okay? I knew guys like that. So it's believable. I also lived in that neighborhood in Chicago, in Wicker Park, Bucktown. I lived in that neighborhood. Okay, I know. I was at that store fucking last week, as a matter of fact. Okay, that record store. I was there. They changed the name of it. Okay, they moved the location. But I knew that area. I knew that town. Okay, and I knew the ins and outs of. I even knew those bars that he was going into. Okay, hell, they filmed one of them at a bar that I worked at. They filmed one of the scenes there in a bar that I worked at. Okay, so I knew that place. I knew it very well. And I knew guys like him. And at times I was like him too, especially when I was going through like a heartbreak or something. I know exactly what it's like to stand out there in the rain over a girl, knowing that she's up there with another guy, you know, just being crushed and heartbroken. I know what that's like in that neighborhood. So that movie kind of touched close to home. That's the last movie I did where I reviewed a chick flick for a guy. But there's a bunch of them out. Well, not a bunch. There's a few of them out there that are really, really good. That was one. High Fidelity, very good. I also read the book. The book takes place in England, though. It's in London, the book, okay? But the movie obviously is in Chicago, okay? But there's other ones out there, okay? And the next one I'm gonna do is going to be Swingers, okay? Swingers. Now, I am looking forward to this, okay? It's been a couple of years since I've seen that movie, okay? But I've seen it more than once, okay? I've probably seen it maybe 10 or 12 times, okay? I remember I was in the Marines when it came out, and I saw it when I was on leave. I went to visit my family, and I think my brother had it, and we watched it, and I thought, this is great. See, in the late 90s, this is the Miramax era, yeah, Harvey Weinstein era, okay? Where these independent filmmakers, they were making movies that no major Hollywood studio was making, okay? Like High Fidelity, like Good Will Hunting, like this movie, Swingers, okay? Like Chasing Amy, you know, all the Kevin Smith movies, they're all from Miramax, okay? And they weren't making movies like that. Only Miramax was making movies like this. They were pushing the envelope, okay? Quentin Tarantino with Pulp Fiction and Quentin Tarantino, I mean, that was their gold mine. That was what the vanguard, okay, of what was to come. And they were making movies that no other studio was making. Okay, and they were very popular. Okay, and Swingers had a cult following. It really was. Why did people love Swingers? Even though there was no action in it. Okay, there's no fighting in it. There's no. It's not a sports movie. Okay, it's not sci-fi. There's no lightsabers and shit. There's no car crashes, no explosions, no terrorists. Okay, no. What is it? It's a rom-com. It's a rom-com. It plays by the rules of the chick flick. It's about a guy and his friends, and it's navigating his dating life. What's it like for him, his character, to be dating in LA, in Hollywood? You know, what are all the traps? You know, what are the things that the guys think about? You know, we're women over here thinking about their weight. Oh my God, my ass is too big. You know, what do guys think about? Oh my God, man, I don't make nearly as much money as that guy does. Ooh, you know. And that's just true. These are things that we think about. You want to put our insecurities out there? Here's our insecurities right there. You know, and this movie covers all that stuff. You know, it covers that stuff. Okay. Whereas when the guys are jealous, you know, he's not jealous of a guy because of his looks or something like that. Like a woman would be jealous. She would be jealous of another girl that looked better, that was flirting with her boyfriend and looked better than her. She would be jealous. Okay. But, you know, Jon Favreau's character is not jealous at his friend. Okay, for being better looking. He's jealous because the guy knows how to talk to girls and he doesn't. Okay, so of course the women are drawn to him because he's got the gift of gab. He knows how to flirt. He knows how to tell an entertaining story. He's got charm. Okay, where Jon Favreau doesn't have any of that. Okay, so he's got to leech off of whatever leftovers this guy has. Right, and that's realistic too. Okay, so you know. That's the kind of thing. Okay, these are things that guys go through, but they don't make movies about this stuff. Okay, very often. This is an exception. Swingers is an exception. I love a lot of things about this movie. Okay, I love the soundtrack. Okay, the 1940s, 1930s. You know, swinging was a very popular thing, especially during World War II. You know, and in the 1920s and 30s, it was underground. It was like in Harlem. That's where they did it. You know, they even had their own language and stuff. You know, it was like totally different. It looked like something like Harlem Nights and stuff like that. You know, they did swing dancing. Okay, but like I said, it's very popular, especially in World War II. Okay, so there's a lot of that in there. If you look at the wardrobe, a lot of these guys are wearing those bowling shirts. You know, like Charlie Sheen wore on Two and a Half Men, because that was popular in the 40s when bowling first came out. You know, and in the early 50s as well. You know, so you see a lot of that in there. Everyone's got short hair. You don't see like all these hippies shit walking around in the movie, that kind of thing. It's about actors in LA, so they're making a movie about what they know, okay, about actors, struggling actors in LA trying to get jobs, okay, which is what they were in real life, So I mean, they got all that down. Okay, and this movie also has the absolute worst rendition of Staying Alive I've ever fucking heard in my entire life. But I'll get to that when that happens, because that's like the goat of all movies for me is Saturday Night Fever. I based my entire fucking life on that movie, Saturday Night Fever. Now, there's a chick flick for guys. Yeah, I need to review. How come I've not reviewed that one? That would be like a mini series for me to review that, because that movie is so personal. But this movie is really good too. Okay, Swingers. Okay, it's Vince Vaughn, it's Jon Favreau. At their best. Okay, they both had worked together before. They worked together in Rudy. Remember that movie with Sean Astin? Yeah. I forgot it too. Okay, but it happened, right? Rudy. Okay, they first met in that movie. Okay, and I don't think they're best friends anymore. Jon Favreau's career skyrockets. He's mostly known as a director now, not an actor. Okay, whereas Vince Vaughn has pretty much disappeared from Hollywood. I mean, I think he still works every once in a while, but he's not like a leading man like he used to be in the late 90s, early 2000s. I think he ruined his own career with stuff like Psycho, the remake of Psycho, the Gus Van Sant movie, where he played Norman Bates. You cannot outdo Anthony Perkins when it comes to playing Norman Bates. Nobody can outdo Anthony Perkins when it comes to playing Norman Bates. All right, it's just not going to happen. All right. But Vince Vaughn, he was funny. I always thought he was a funny guy. He dated Jennifer Aniston in real life, because he's got the charm, he's got the person. Now he's just like this fat slob, whatever. And I think he's talking shit about Hollywood now, all the woke stuff. Well, he's been blacklisted by now. But Jon Favreau has still got a huge career. Obviously, a couple of years ago, he created The Mandalorian for Lucasfilm, okay, on Disney Plus, which is now shit. He's doing a new Mandalorian movie now. He's working on that now. He's the one that pretty much got the ball rolling with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yes, he was the one he did Iron Man, the first Iron Man movie. He wrote and directed that. He's the one that decided that Robert Downey Jr. would play Iron Man, which revitalized Robert Downey Jr.'s career. He was like the lead in that, okay, in making the Marvel Universe what it became. I mean, it's shit now, okay, but he started off when it was good, okay? When the MCU was good, it was fucking incredible. And then it went to shit after Endgame, except for a few exceptions like Spider-Man No Way Home, Deadpool and Wolverine. That's a great movie. I loved it. I've already seen it like 3 times. I love that movie. That came out a couple weeks ago. So there've been a few. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was okay. But that's it. The rest, everything else they've done has been crap. Just total crap. The Disney Plus shows are crap. Everything they do now is crap. All right. So they're in a bad place right now. I mean, I even reviewed fucking the Marvels. Right? Whoa, talk about shit. But so Jon Favreau's had an incredible career since then. As a director mostly, but he's still famous because of the movies that he was in before he became like this full-time director. And he still acts. Obviously, he was in Deadpool. What am I saying? He was actually in Deadpool Wolverine. He had a scene in there where he's interviewing Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. Yeah, I forgot that. Yeah, he was actually in that movie. So yeah, he's still around. Okay, but I know he wrote this movie. He wrote Swingers. I forgot the name that directed, but when I review it proper, I'll give you all the backstory. I'll give you the director, the producers, all that kind of stuff. Heather Graham's in this movie. This is before she became a thing for like a couple of years. She was a thing for a couple of years. This is around the time where she made like Lost in Space, which I love that movie, but nobody else did. Okay, and of course she was famous from Boogie Nights. The movie where Marky Mark had a fucking big, huge prosthetic cock, whatever. That was a good movie too, but for different reasons. Okay, Heather Graham, yeah, she's turned up in a lot of other things since then. But she's too old now. She hit the wall already. Okay, but when she was hot, she was hot. She really was. I remember she's like this movie called Bowfinger with Eddie Murphy and stuff. Like she did all sorts of stuff when she was younger and pretty. Now, not so much. Okay, but that happens to all actresses. Okay, not everyone can. Most of them don't last like Meryl Streep has. Most of them wish they had a career like Meryl Streep. Okay, so that's going on, and so the movie's very good. Okay, it's very good. Okay, it's guys acting like guys. Ron Livingston, of course, is in this movie. I just mentioned him already. He played Berger in Sex and the City. Well, he's in this movie as well, in Swingers as well. He plays like a soy boy, one of Jon Favreau's best friends, or whatever. That kind of thing. So, but it's a good movie. It really is, okay? And it's men acting like men. And for a lot of you ladies out there, if you've not seen this movie, you're missing out, okay? But just because it's about men and their problems, it is still about dating. And wouldn't you like to know some of the things that men go through before you start fucking calling all of us misogynists and toxic and all this kind of fucking shit? maybe you should maybe spend an hour and a half in our shoes by watching this movie before you decide to condemn all of us and all men are shit, all men are trash, men are useless, men are not needed. Okay, bull fucking shit, we're not needed. Okay, you'd have nothing without us. Nothing. We built this fucking world. You didn't. We built this world. You didn't. Okay, and for all you feminist, man-hating feminists, which I know fucking is all pretty much everyone on Google right now, is all about hating men. Okay, that's all permissive. That's all allowed. Okay, a lot of misandry on the internet. Okay, in the mainstream media, it's all misandry. Okay, men are all suck. Men are all this. Okay, ladies, the only reason you have the rights you have is because men gave them to you. Okay, because we gave them to you. So what do you think is going to happen if y'all keep pissing us off? Treating us like shit. What do you think is going to fucking happen? Which one of us has the army, you or me? Yeah, exactly. What's going to happen when you piss us all off? What if only maybe 10% of us acted the way we see women talking about men 99% of the time on TV, on social media, and TV shows, movies? What do you think would happen? Yeah, you wouldn't like it. You wouldn't like it. Now, I'm not saying that's good. It's not a good thing, okay? But you can only, you know, put men down for so long before we're just not going to put up with it anymore. Me personally, I don't care. You want to make fun of me, make fun of me. I don't give a shit. I don't care. I already know who I am, right? You might not like me. There's plenty of women that do, so it doesn't fucking matter. Okay? So I think that's what we need. I think we need men to act like men, have some role models again, which is not allowed. Men aren't allowed to have role models anymore. Not in entertainment. We need them back. We need them back. So if anything, if I get anything out of reviewing this movie, I just want you to maybe dig this movie up, find it. I mean, I know it's cheap now. Like I said, this movie is like, what is it, like fucking 25 years old now or something, 26 years old, something around there, you know? Dig it up, man, watch it. If you're a teenage boy, watch it. You'll learn a lot. If you're a woman, watch it. Okay, your son will learn a lot, okay? I mean, and if you're my age, you've probably already seen it, right? You know how good it is. You know exactly how good it is. It's famous for that one scene where Jon Favreau keeps calling that girl over and over again after he got her number. He just keeps calling her over and over and over again. I mean, it's hilarious. It's hilarious, okay? But that's the movie I'm going to review. It's going to be Swingers. I'm very looking forward to it because I don't want to yell and I don't want to I'm tired of saying, you fucking women are always... I'm tired of saying that, right? This movie's not perfect, but damn it, it's really good. It is good, okay? So I'm looking forward to it, okay? I'm looking forward to bringing some positivity towards the movie. And like I said, if you're a man and you're struggling with relationships, okay, you've never seen this movie, you need to watch it. Or at least watch my review of it, okay? But if you watch my reviews of it, you're gonna want to watch the movie. Okay, you will, all right? Watch my review of it. Okay, because you'll learn a lot. It deals with a lot of things that men are not allowed to deal with on TV or movies anymore. Okay, if they ever really were. Okay, like I said, this is like a gem. This isn't like your typical movie. This was like an artsy-fartsy movie because it was actually dealing with relationships from a man's point of view for a change. A man, not some fake man. Okay, like a real men. Real men. Okay, that's why it's believable. It's relatable. Okay, if there's one thing that Swingers is, it's relatable. Okay, pretty much every guy I know, every straight guy I know has been through these situations or knows someone who has. Okay, so it's very realistic as far as that goes, all right? So I'm looking forward to it, okay? Anyway, I thank you very much for watching this long. The next time you see me, we're going to start talking about Swingers, all right? A movie I'm looking forward to. All right, thank you very much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.